Alright guys, well today we're going to be out here in the marshes in this part of Louisiana looking for something very specific, crawfish snakes. Now, having some serious tropical weather this year, I'm thinking is going to draw some out. So this should be interesting to see if we can get any. Throughout the world, there are small populations of animals with rare, unique attributes, and today we're on the search for one of these. In this part of Louisiana, there's actually a small population of melanistic crawfish snakes. Melanism is a color morph, very much like albinism. Found in many species, this is a genetic abnormality which is caused when a creature's body creates larger amounts of melanin than normal, turning the animal a solid black color. While almost unheard of in other areas, in this area, upwards of 50% of the crawfish snakes are melanistic. Now I do want to specify, the snake that we're looking for today is not a new species. It is a color morph of a glossy crawfish snake. It is a melanistic, meaning it has more melanin in its skin. So if anybody, anywhere, tries to claim that it is a new species, it is not. We filmed it first. It is not a new species. It's a color morph. You know who you are. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. I've never found a crawfish snake like this. But I know that this is the right area for them, for sure. And really, I am just dinking around, seeing if this is even a possibility. Glossy crawfish snakes can be very difficult to find at times, but after heavy rainfall, they're pretty common to see in these flooded marshes. The tricky part is catching them in the marsh. The second you see them, they take off into the grass or the water, and then you have almost no chance of seeing them again. Snake. Snake, snake, snake. So, oh, there it is. That is a crawfish snake, for sure. Got it. Come here, little buddy. What are you? That's a glossy. Haha, check that out. This is a glossy crawfish snake, and technically this is exactly what we're looking for out here. However, this isn't a melanistic one. Have a look at that. Kind of a pinkish orange belly. This would be a very small one. I'm not sure if this is newborn size or last year's baby. I would have to guess newborn, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not super familiar with these guys. Now what's interesting about crawfish snake is they have a weird varied diet. They've been known to eat fish and frogs, and they'll actually eat worms when they're this size, which is really interesting. They are known for eating crawfish, specifically when they have a soft shell. Just like other crustaceans, crawfish molt. So when they molt like that, you get what's called a soft shell crawfish, and that's when these guys track them down and eat them. And they wrap around them in a really unique way. Obviously, eating a crawfish for an animal this size is kind of weird or awkward, and they're really good at it. It's crazy. Well, this is about what you're going to expect with a glossy crawfish, kind of that little chin pattern, really neat belly, and kind of that light grayish top. But what we're looking for in this area specifically is a solid black one. And honestly, I really don't find many crawfish snakes in general. Of course, I don't really look for them too often. However, these guys, what they're going to be doing is sticking their nose up right along the edge of this marsh area. And we can only get to the edge right here, unfortunately. But these guys, they're very difficult to spot. I just saw a tail take off and I just kind of grabbed the whole mat a bit. But really cool snake to be seeing out here. Really cute guy. We're going to hold on to this little guy because they're both really cool. However, it can be difficult to tell the melanistics because this is a dark colored snake anyway. So I really want to show them both next to each other. So we're going to bring this guy along with us, but we are going to end up letting him go. I just want to hold on to him just in case we get a solid black one. Dude, I actually caught one. What the heck? Yes! That is exactly what I'm looking for out here. That is a melanistic crawfish snake. You can see how this snake is very different from the last one that we found. Solid black. Pitch black. Now this is actually a newborn for sure. He's little. He's like half the size of the other one that we found. And look at him. Solid black. No coloration on the belly. No coloration on the chin. That is a melanistic crawfish snake. And this is exactly where they've been being found. Very specific areas. There's actually a few different populations of melanistic crawfish snakes throughout the United States. I believe that there's 3 or 4 that are fully known and probably a few more yet to be discovered. It's crazy, but there's very little research done on this snake. Not many people do see him. A lot of the locals know about him. However, other than that, not many people go looking for him. There's not really a lot of good research done on this snake. All we know is that there's definitely a population of melanistic snakes here. Actually, I had a buddy of mine who found a really big one, and I actually got to go photograph it. I had some pictures of that up. but they are a gorgeous snake. This is a newborn. This one is a little tiny baby, which probably means that within this vicinity, there is an adult melanistic crawfish snake, and that's really cool. But however, with the weather that we've been having, I actually came out here expecting to find babies. That's mostly what's been out, is little babies. Look at this little dude. That is so cool. That is a special snake. And what's interesting is you're really not going to hear a lot about these guys. Nobody's going to be keeping crawfish snakes. Nobody's going to be messing with them. And researchers, they don't really interest too many researchers. So it's really just going to interest some herpetologists to come out and study them. I'm hoping to be able to do a study on these guys within the next year or so, but I'm not super good with that. But that is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that little guy. Definitely didn't expect to find one of these. Really special snake, and I'm glad we're getting to show you guys one. But what I really want to do, we caught that little regular one earlier, and I want to show them next to each other to where you guys can actually see how dark colored this snake is. Here we go. So now we've got both of them next to each other. This is a little regular one, and this is the melanistic. Have a look at the difference on their chin right there. You can really tell that this is a special color morph, and that's really all it is. It's a lack of pigment and a large amount of melanin in this snake's body that makes it that solid black coloration. Melanin is the basic ingredient that most animals have that gives them that darker coloration. Now what's interesting is in many areas, melanistic and leucistic snakes, meaning snakes that lack pigment or have more pigment, have different advantages when it comes to surviving. Out here, they would actually heat up a lot quicker, and since the original glossy crawfish snake is kind of already a darker colored snake, there's not too much of a disadvantage when it comes to camouflage, but they do get sunlight a lot better. Clearly they're doing just well in this area. However, other areas you just don't see them like this, whether that's just them lacking being there or it's just these very specific locations that they do well. We're not 100% sure. They've got huge buggy eyes for how big they are. They're a very nocturnal snake. However, during the day when they get flooded up into areas like this, you will see them out, and all you're gonna see is the very tip of their nose sticking up. And that's how I saw both of these guys. Just the very tip of their nose sticking up, and then their tail going down into the reeds. And I really just grab a whole mat of marsh to pick them up. That's really the only way to catch these guys, and they're so small. I was really hoping to find some bigger crawfish snakes, but finding a solid black one, a melanistic crawfish snake, is really cool, and I'm so glad we're getting to show you guys this snake because it's something really special. All right, guys, we're gonna let these guys go. Watch them vanish into this. Hilariously fast. Boop and boop. Come on, little buddy, kick it. They are gone. Well guys, we really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing and leaving a like for more videos in the future. That's all for today. We'll see you guys next time.
So, Zach, how many snakes did we catch today?
Just a couple.
How many did we actually catch today,
We
Zach?
caught 3 melanistics, alright? I just didn't want to say anything because it'd make it more special if we just filmed one. Alright? We did way better than I thought we'd do.
He's hacking. Also, buy that merch.
Stop!